Hello, Ancestry cousins and inquiring minds. This is story number 4, and I said it was going to be about the Civil War, but I want to end this little 4 series with the story about Cleon Levi Johnson, because he was the husband of Frances Norman. So it's his story it's funny because I have a lot of newspaper articles about him. So if you are my ancestry cousin, you could go on my tree and look at all the newspaper articles I have on him. So I mean, from when he was young and a cart driver and he was thrown from the horse. I mean, something scared the horse. The wheel fell off and the horse, and he was thrown. I told my mama that story. She cracked up laughing. I mean, she was laughing so hard it made me start laughing because I didn't even find the story that funny. But she was rolling. So she said, so I was like, oh gosh, ma, it's not that serious. My mother was cracking up laughing. So, laughter is contagious. So anyway, and from that story, I don't know if he was injured from that being thrown from the horse when the buggy got injured, the cart. And all the jobs that I saw that he did, he was a driver. So we go from driving a horse and cart to driving cars. And he was in lots of accidents. And I'm like, who keeps letting this man drive their cars? Well, in actuality, if you look at the history of DC, it really didn't come into where they had to have driver's licenses. I mean, until I can't even remember. Oh, I should have looked that up. I may look that up. We come back with a tidbit later. But, I usually have to add those type of things to the story. But anyway, I was just on a roll. Like, well, I want to roll. Let's get some of these stories out here that I've been lollygollying on doing. So in 1900, Cleon Johnson was living at 3327 Q Street. That's in Georgetown. Okay, his daddy is William Johnson, and his mom is Sarah Catherine. Her name is Sarah Catherine Butler. She came from Pennsylvania. And and it's Edward, Sadie, and Lorraine. And these are all the children living with them at 337 Q Street Northwest. And this is going to become important because I was able to trace through DNA this Ancestry app that they have called Thru lines. I had some doubts about Cleon being my great grandfather because of the census stuff, and he was there, he wasn't there, and I'm gonna let you follow me through this story when it made me wonder if he was really my grandfather. So I had the through lines the Ancestry. I gotta say, I've been on Ancestry for a long time, and when I took that Ancestry DNA test, it opened doors and it made me where I could find a whole lot more stuff. But and without it, I would be. I had to tear down tree branches and stuff off because it just was wrong. And so even with that, I see where I have these connections that I don't know how I tie with these people. It's just like that ocean where it don't mix right there. So anyway, so Cleon living in Georgetown. So then here we go. Cleon is 18. He's doing street work. He's wagering it. He's living, it looked like a rooming house over, and he's at Prospect Street. It's in the same area in Georgetown. In 1920, Cleon is in DC Reformatory in Virginia. He says his occupation is a machinist now. So in 1920, he's 34. He says he was born in Pennsylvania. And he's in inmate in DC Reformatory in Virginia. All right. So 1930, he's living with Mamie Lipsey and Lorraine Johnson and Ada Johnson, which was Lorraine's wife. Lorraine is a male. In Dumbarton Street, who is still this is Georgetown. Okay. In 1940, Cleon is living with Grandma Frances. He's 50, and he's with Irma, Norma, Grandma John, Uncle Johnny, and Grandma Emma. He said he headed the household at 1447 Peach Street. And they got some roomers living with them. Okay. So here's the thing. So it seems strange, right? Like, what was all this stuff that was going on? So in his World War 1718 registration, said he was living at 717 20th Street Northwest. Remember I said before when it said 715. So that, and he said he was born 10th of July 1888 in Pennsylvania. So, and his World War II registration says he was born in Pittsburgh. I don't know why he said Pittsburgh, but he was living at 1223 22nd Street Northwest. He said he was born in Pittsburgh, but he was actually probably born in Harrisburg. And his wife is living at Frances Johnson, is living at 1462 P Street Northwest. He works at Mandel Chevrolet on 13th and Good Hope Road, Southeast. And I hope they ain't letting him drive. He is 5'2" and 142 pounds. He's a little man. Oh my gosh. He's a little man. 5'2", I'm 5'4", and 142 pounds. Jeez, I would smash him. Sit down. So I found his obit, and I found out that, his name was Jasper. They called him Jasper. And they had my grandma name and my grandma name, my grandma Frances, sorry. My grandma Irma name spelled Lima. Norma finally is Norma and not Norman. They had a sister, Mamie Busey Lipsy, that I don't know who it is. I'm in a brick wall with her. Eddie Johnson in Albany, Sadie Cook, and Lorraine Johnson. One nephew, Bernard Bell. Now I'm gonna tell you right there. When I saw Dad, Granddaddy Cleon's obit, Sadie Cook, and Lorraine Johnson, for a while, I thought that Cook name was tied to those Cook people that my mama had told me about and stuff. But I still don't know that they aren't. But it don't make no difference, because I don't think she ever had. I think she had one child, and that was by her first husband, and his name was Bernard Bell, and they named their son Bernard Bell, and and so Mamie Busey Lipsy, I never saw that she had any children. So it's, and then so it's listed, says Frances, and then okay. So we'll go back for a second. I should have put a chapstick. My lips are dry. So I want to go now to what was exciting about my grandfather was when you saw that he went to prison, and what he went to prison for was stealing a car. I mean, it's not funny, but at that time it was like, well, I was saying, like, who keeps letting this man drive these cars? So I wanted to read like some of these articles that I had saved. Let's see. Let's go to this one. See, the one thing I like about the Ancestry stuff, or when you go to some of this stuff, it already have it like it's highlighted. Like when you click on it, it's right there. You don't have to try to figure out where on the page it is. It's right there. Like it left a footprint for you. Like some of this stuff, it'd be like, I can't find it. It's too small. I'm trying to read it. Oh, here it is. Okay. I just was complaining for nothing. So Cleon L. Johnson, operating an automobile owned by Milton Kronheim, 3218 Elm Street Northwest. It's like you put people's address in the paper. While going west at Washington Circle and Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest yesterday afternoon, collided with a car of the Capital Traction Company. The lights of the automobile were broken. A car of the Capital Traction Company. Usually I look that up, but I don't think I did this time. So it's these type of articles that I find, but it was more of, I want to go to, I'm really going to go to, let's see. Oh God, so many of them. I was, oh, I'm going to read this one because I mentioned it. Because my mother, okay. Wheel off, boy hurt. This newspaper article is from August 3rd, 1908, on a Monday. Cleon Johnson, colored, 16 years of age, employed as a driver of a horse belonging to B. Villemillion of 1222 Potomac Street, had an exciting and painful experience yesterday afternoon while driving near 20th and P Streets. One of the front wheels of the wagon came off, throwing the boy to the street and injuring him about his body and legs, while the horse became frightened and ran away, demolishing the vehicle. So he was driving the car, and the wheel came off, and it scared the horse, so the horse threw his butt, and he got hurt. So I don't know if that was a lifelong injury for him, because, I mean, something like that could have been a lifelong injury, because it's on a different note. I was talking to my cousin Peter, and on another side, and he was telling me about my grandfather and his injury that happened when he was younger, and it impeded him his whole life. I'll talk about that in another story. So that could be something, but I noticed that all of his jobs or something he was doing had something to do with a vehicle. So I'm gonna see if I can't find the actual. I have the newspaper articles. Oh my gosh, I just had so much because I had to do this story on this man named John Moss. Oh my gosh, it's just so much. It's just so funny. Let's see, is this the one? No. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna look over here on the side. I like how Ancestry puts some of your newspaper articles. I don't know how I did it, but some of them were showing up over here on the side. So that's the obituary. I guess I didn't do it where it came up. The newspaper articles came. Okay, newspaper about birth reported. Okay, yes we do. Registered men of war, auto accident. Let's see this one. Oh, why aren't you opening? All right. Oh, wow. I wish I could show you these guys. Well, it clicked all the media open. So the obituary, John Moss, Evening Star. What is that? Let's see. Let's check this one right here. I think this is a sentencing. Okay, yeah. So United States versus Cleon Johnson, joyriding, sentenced to penitentiary for 3 years. Attorney L.H. Tigner. So he was joyriding, and I followed it. All of the newspaper articles are under his name. So when it got to where he got sentenced at this time, December 8th, 1917, and then I would actually catch him at the 1920 census in Virginia in prison. That just be like, what are the chances of that? That's a part of the story that make him like, that's what made me like, I don't know, this is my grandfather, because they relationship, he got in trouble, he went to prison, but then that Ancestry DNA said, he your granddaddy, because guess what? I had this cousin that I was looking at. He in DC, actually live in Stoughton, Maryland, and he Johnson, and he up there, and we had that DNA match, and I looked at his tree, and his mama name was Lorraine, and that's all he had was Lorraine Johnson and her mama name or whatever. And so I sent him a message. It was like, what's your mama? Who your mama daddy? And he told me, and I was like, word. And so, we got a conversation, and I said, okay, so I think that this is this, and then it made sense. And so I added him on because he didn't do it right on his side. So I added him on as my DNA match, and it made a branch down from Lorraine to him. So it proved that Cleon, because Cleon, Aunt Norma ain't had no children, so it would just be me, just me, or my sister, who I don't think had many children, but I don't know if she does or not. And so then on the other side, I had this little young lady come up, and she ended up being the descendant of Bernard Bell. And the DNA, she came up, and I saw her tree, and I saw Bernard Bell, and I saw Sadie Cook, and then I contacted her through Ancestry messaging, and I told her, and because as soon as I saw that, I was like, blah, 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 research, newspapers, blah, 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 and I put all that stuff in my tree, and I contacted her, and I asked her, what's her father, blah, 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 and I said, check out my tree, I got all those old bits, and she thanked me and added the stuff to the tree. So bada bing, bada boom, that Ancestry told me Cleon Johnson is really my grandfather, and that made me like, yay. So the next one, just for real, I am going to say that it's going to be about that Civil War person, because Cleon Johnson is actually his grandson. So I want to tell you about this person's name is Lloyd Randolph Johnson, and he's going to be my next story, and so I got to work with him a little while. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.